Good morning. Morning, everybody. Thank you very, very much for coming. You're going to have a wonderful day today. We can guarantee that. I'm Steve Perry. I'm the President and Executive Director of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And it's my pleasure to welcome all of you here for what I hope is going to be a fun day for you. And I hope it's also going to be a very interesting and informative day for you. You have an opportunity that very few people ever have, and that is to spend some time having a discussion with a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And I'm going to introduce Mr. Brown here in a moment. But he's going to tell you some things about his life, what he did when he was your age, how he set his goals and decided to pursue those goals. Now, sometimes when we see people that have been very successful, we somehow think, well, it probably was easy for them. They didn't have any troubles, everything just fell right into place. Well, often that's not true. Often people that have reached the level of success that Mr. Brown has achieved had to struggle, had setbacks, had disappointments in their lives, and they had to pick themselves up and start over again. You will have that too. All of us will have those experiences in our life. And what today's program is about is, as we celebrate Black History Month, we're talking about how, in this case, African Americans have sometimes made progress over great adversities, but we're also talking about it as it applies to everybody. No matter what you are, who you are, no matter what your goals are, no matter what your dreams are, the way to achieve success is by setting goals and by persevering, by overcoming adversities, and that's what Mr. Brown's going to talk about. Let me tell you a little bit about Willie Brown, and some of you may know this story, but he obviously was a great football player. He grew up in Yazoo City, Mississippi. When he was your age in high school or before high school, he was an excellent student, and he was also an excellent athlete. He excelled in track and in basketball and, of course, in football. He knew how important it was to get a good education, so after high school, he went on to attend Grambling University in Louisiana, and he continued to be an excellent student. In fact, he was president of his student class in his freshman year, and he also continued to be an excellent football player. He played defensive end for the Grambling team all 4 years. And although he had that very good college football career, when he graduated in 1963, none of the pro football teams drafted him, which is kind of surprising when you think about it. But you have to remember, back at that time in our country in 1963, very often, if you were an African American graduating from a predominantly black college or university, you didn't get the opportunity to play professional football. Now, of course, today that's changed. It's different now. Those players do get the opportunity, and the reason they get the opportunity is because of the work of people like Willie Brown, who did things to change that kind of discrimination in our country. Now, since Willie wasn't drafted, he had to pursue his dream of being a professional football player the hard way. He had to try to make it as an undrafted free agent. So he first tried out with the Houston Oilers, and before that first summer camp was over, he was cut from the team. And you might wonder why. Here's a good football player on this Houston team, and they didn't keep him. And maybe he'll explain what happened there. But he continued to pursue his goal, and he went next to the Denver Broncos. And by the use of his talents and by a lot of hard work, he actually became a starter on that team midway through his rookie year. In his next year, he had a spectacular game when the Denver Broncos played the New York Jets. It's a game where he set a record for the most interceptions in a single game when he intercepted 4 times in that same game. He also was named that year to the AFL All-Star team, and he was named as the outstanding defensive player of that game. He might also tell you a little bit about that game, which was originally scheduled to be played in New Orleans. But because of the way that the black players were treated, the white players on the team said, if this city won't treat our black players with respect, then all of us are not going to play. And they all left New Orleans and played the game in Houston. Now, in 1967, Mr. Brown was traded from the Denver Broncos to the Oakland Raiders. and his career really took off. During the next 12 years at Oakland, he used his speed and his mobility and his aggressive way of playing and his keen intelligence for pro football to become the dominant leader on the defensive team for the Oakland Raiders. He was a key figure in the Raiders' success in those years. For example, they played in 3 AFL championship games. He played in 6 AFC championship games, and he played in 2 Super Bowls. And during his career, he intercepted 54 passes, which he returned for 472 yards and 2 touchdowns. His biggest interception, and we're going to show you a video of it in a moment, was in a Super Bowl game where he intercepted a pass and ran it back 75 yards for a touchdown. Mr. Brown obviously had a spectacular football career. He was selected to play in 5 All-Star games and 4 Pro Bowls. And by the end of his 16-year career, he was widely acclaimed as the premier cornerback in pro football history. Now, that's pretty good for a guy when he was starting out, was rejected, he wasn't drafted, he got cut, but he overcame all those obstacles. He persevered to the point that he became named the best of all time at his position. In 1984, he achieved the highest honor that a pro football player can achieve when he was enshrined into the Pro Football Hall of Fame right here in Canton, Ohio. I want to show you a brief video of Willie during his playing days, particularly that 75-yard touchdown return.
Cornerback Willie Brown started his storied career with the New England Patriots. He intercepted an NFL record 4 passes in a single game during his second season. But none were more historic than the one he picked off in Super Bowl 11.
And he looks and throws, intercepted by the Oakland Raiders. Willie Brown at the 30, 40, 50. He's going all the way. Old man Willie, touchdown Raiders.
All right, pretty nice, wasn't it? Now, he had a lot of highlights in his career. That's the big ones. Now, before I ask Mr. Brown to come up and give you guys some remarks, I'd like him to know who's in the audience. So I'm going to name your schools, and feel free to give a shout-out so we know and Mr. Brown knows who's here today. I believe we have some students here from Canton South High School. Can I hear from Canton South? Okay, I think they're here. I think I heard some people there. How about Woodridge High School? Okay, Woodridge is in the house for sure. Copley High School? Okay, thank you for coming. And Canton City Early College? Okay, great. Great to have you all here. We also have some students that are tied in via the teleconference. We have a school from Pine Point Middle School in Camden, New Jersey. And we have Londonderry High School in Londonderry, New Hampshire. They're on the spot. Well, we thank all of you for coming. As I said, you're going to have some fun today, and you get the opportunity to listen to and ask some questions of a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So now please greet Pro Football Hall of Famer Willie Brown.
Good morning. It's great to be in this kind of climate this time of year. I'm from California, of course. There's a big difference in weather climate in California than it is here. But I'm excited. You know, you are so blessed to have Willie Brown here in front of you. He's just so low. The best cornerback to ever play football. You're getting your chance to look at him and talk to him today. Yeah, right. Okay. All right. Whether you agree or not, this is true. Okay. Let me just ask, who is wearing something from the Raiders? Anybody wearing anything from the Raiders today? I see you taking that cap off. You're right. Nobody wearing anything from Grambling University? No? Okay, well, I just kind of glanced through the room. Come here, young man. You, come here for a second. Let me help you up here. Come up here. What is your name? Sean. This is Sean. What school you go to? Woodridge. I admire you the way you dress, John. You did good. So for the way you dress, you get $1.
Oh.
Watch your step. Okay. I kind of glanced around the room also. Guess found a female. Then these guys dress so well. But you come stand up here for a second. Okay. She's dressed pretty nice too, huh? What is your name?
Sydney.
Sydney.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you, Sydney?
17.
So you're in the 12th grade? Oh, good for you. You get $1. Okay. All right. Watch your step. All right. Okay. You guys agree with my choices? No. Got one more. Come here, young lady. Come on up. Watch your step. All right. What is your name?
Haley.
Haley? Hey, this is Haley. How you doing today, Haley?
Good.
What grade are you in?
Not 10th grade, sophomore.
10th grade, sophomore. Okay, you get $1 also.
Thank
All right,
you.
watch your step. Okay. Anything to help you with your understanding, help you with your belief, your confidence. That's why I gave those kids $1. I have. Nope, that's it. I'm out. Maybe the Hall of Fame give me something to pass out. Let me just tell you a couple of things. Steve kind of talked to you earlier about where I'm from, what I did, and how I got there, and those kind of things. When you're growing up in a little small town in Mississippi, back in the 40s and 50s, we didn't have a bathroom inside the house. We didn't have showers, those kind of things inside the house. You had to go outside and probably 100 feet away from the house to use the bathroom. And if you want to take a shower, you got a big tub. They call it a wash tub during those kind of days. But the wash tub, they fill it up with water. You take a shower. I mean, not a shower, but you take a bath in a big old tub like this. Some of you know what I'm talking about, huh? Have no idea what a bathtub is and about having running water. You know, we take it for granted right now that you can go in the bathroom, use it, flush it. You know, you take it for granted. Or you go in and take a shower, you turn the shower on, water comes out, and you take a shower. We all understand. We all in this group understand all that, huh? But during my time, we didn't have all that. Growing up in the early 50s and stuff, we didn't have indoor bathroom, indoor showers. And that's why one of the things that helped me and got me into sports is that we had showers at school. You know, you practice, you got showers at school. Boy, I loved it. I stayed in the shower all day just after practice and stuff because, you know, I didn't have it at home. So I took advantage of it at school. So, of course, it was great. So that's one of the things that kept me in sports year-round, from football, then basketball, started, then track. You know, in the summer months, I you know, no sports and scooters out, of course, but then I go visit my friend. They had showers, they had this and that. So that's how things took place during my early years. But going back to my high school days was good. I enjoyed my coach. I enjoyed the camaraderie that we had among the players that was on the team. And all the way through high school, I just kind of competed, wanted to be the best on the team. Wanted to be the best in high school. I wanted to be the guy who gets challenged and put things, obstacles in my way so I can't get over. Try not to get over. I will get over because of confidence. Let me tell you, confidence is the biggest thing that you can have in yourself. You got to believe that you can do certain things. If you don't believe it, no one else is going to believe it. But it all starts with you. Start with effort. Start with hard work. Start with dedication. Start with determination. And start with understanding that you have a fan base. You have someone to help you to get to where you want to try to get to. Why do you think all of these teachers and parents and friends and Hall of Fame put this package together so you can come here? They're looking out for your benefit. They're trying to help you. Why do you think they brought me in here? Just so you look at my good looks? No, I don't think so. I am good looking, but you know, just look at the bust. Don't look at just look right there. Not too bad. Got more hair then. kind of thing. But they brought you here to hear a story, many stories, about what happened to the black athletes, what happened to the black players during the early days before they started playing football, before they let you play football, before they realized that, well, you know what? If I want to compete against those other teams, I got to get some black players in here. Quick story about Alabama, who won the championship this year, right? You know who won the college? I'm talking about college championship. Alabama, yeah? Girls, yeah? Okay, you understand that? Okay. Back in the early 60s, Alabama played USC, UCLA, one of the schools, in California. They traveled, they went there, and the head coach was Bear Bryant. You heard that name before? Okay. He did not have any black players on the team, but they played USC in California, and then the black player gets zoomed. They ate him alive, gets zoomed. They beat him up pretty good. So the first thing Bear Bryant said, you know what? I got to get me some of those. He's talking about the black player. I got to give you some of those. You know? So that's how they started building their championship. That's how they started winning, by getting some black players on the team. And then surely enough, they still winning today. But during my time coming out, I could not go to Alabama, Tennessee, UCLA, LSU, Ole Miss. I could not, anyone skin as darker than mine could not go there. We could not go and compete and do those things. But in order to, you know, the human being is funny. If they see how you're doing something, you're having success, they're going to try it. They're going to try to have success. They want to be one of the top guys. They want to be one of the top organizations. They want to be the top college by going out and doing certain things. And come here, young lady, 1 minute. You're right here. Yeah. Right there. Yeah, you. She's dressed pretty nice, I think, huh? See how she's dressed? Nice. I love it. You get $1. You're welcome. Don't spend it. All right. So what happened was this. When I left high school, I was very well prepared. In my mind, I was prepared to go to Grambling because I had a person, more than one, people, I should say, help me get to from day one all the way through. So, and I use the term the packing parachute. Packing parachute. Look to your right and left. Would you trust that person to pack your parachute? What do you think? You know that, you got a long ways to go, you got things to do, try to get there. Would you trust him or trust her? No? Probably not, huh? Okay. Let's turn it around. Would you trust your mom and dad pack your parachute? Probably would, huh? Probably would. Would you trust your teacher? Yeah, probably trust the teacher. Yeah, you probably would. Now, let's talk about this. Let's change this for a second. Packing parachute. I'm not talking about a person you put it on your back, you jump out of the plane. Okay, I'm talking about a person who helped you get through high school, through junior high, through elementary school, giving you all the life skills, giving you all the things you need to compete in the world. Packing parachute. Your mom, your grandmom, your dad, your grandfather, your cousin, your next door neighbor, your friend, they helping you right now to pack your parachute so you can have a smooth landing. They're trying to help you be good at math, help you be your religion, help you to dress, help you your appearance, help you your mental state, whatever it may be. They pack your parachute so that when you meet other kids at another school, when you go to Grambling University, yeah, go Grambling. When you go to those different schools, those different colleges, you are prepared. You are prepared to go and compete. That's what I'm talking about. Packing your parachute. You are prepared to go and compete against anybody from any country, any state, all around the world. So they have prepared you. That's what packing your parachute to me means. I mean, they have prepared you to go out there and compete in society. They know that you know right from wrong. They know that. They're trying to teach you right from wrong. There's nothing wrong with it if you go up to one of your buddies, your friend, and say, look, this is wrong. You can't do this. And be firm with them. Let them know this is not right. They may say, well, you don't know what you're talking about. Well, maybe not. But let's put it this way. I know that is wrong. I know that when you start dating a young lady, I know that when you drive in your car, you're supposed to get out, open the door for her. Or when you're going through doors and the person behind you, you open the door, you just take a little look, see if anybody behind you. Don't just go to the door and slam the door. That's not right, is it? So you try to learn and we try to teach you those kind of things. You open the door for a lady, let her go first. You're driving the car, let her out, go around and open the door for her. Whatever you're doing, I mean, that's just somebody who's packing your parachute. I know that if I walk through that door with a lady behind me or anybody behind me, I'm going to hold the door until they get there and then put their hand on the door and say, it's okay, you can come through. I know that. I know all those kind of things. I know how to set a table. I know how to set a table, use a fork, use a spoon, use a knife. Things like that. Somebody showed you how to do those things. How to cut. Don't just grab a piece of bread and get started putting it in your mouth. Break all pieces of it, right? You cut your meat, you cut it nice and small so that you can chew it. And don't grab the rest of it and put it in your hand and start eating. All those kind of things can help you in life. That's what packing your parachute means. Somebody taught you those kind of skills in order to be where you are. And hopefully that you have learned and you carry that tradition on from your generation to the next generation. But going back for a second, the opportunity that I had, my outlet was football, basketball, and running track. That was my outlet. Those things I knew that would get me where I wanted to go. Coming out of high school, going to college, the main thing I wanted to do is be a football coach, high school football coach. That was my goal. That's the most important thing to me was to do that. So fortunate enough, I got a scholarship at Grambling University and started playing there. And then after playing 4 years, I played defensive end and also I played offensive end and linebacker. And I got the opportunity to sign a pro contract. When I left Grambling University my senior year, we had 13 seniors on the team. 13 signed pro contracts. All 13. 11 of us made it. By hard work and dedication and understanding and togetherness and determination and desire and all those kind of things. Why we made it. And why I made it. Because somebody packed my parachute a long time ago. They packed it and packed it quite well, I should say. I am the one person that you can count on in terms of trying to stay out of trouble. So I started teaching my kids. I have 3 kids, 2 daughters and a son. And every time they leave the house, I used to tell them, say, look, when you step across that line and going wherever you're going, you are a Brown. Your last name is Brown. Respect that name. Same thing with you guys. When you leave the house, your last name represents you, your grandmother, your grandfather, your great-grandfather, his great-grandfather, and on down the line. It's not just about you. It's not about you. It's about us as a family. Us. We used to think that when I was with the Raiders playing, it used to be the Raiders against the whole world. That's what drove us and made us one of the best teams that franchise in the history of football. We the Raiders is against everybody that's in the world. That's why we took it. That's why we played so well. That's why we're in so many championships. Your belief, what you can do. What can you do and contribute to society? What can you do to help this country and make this country better? Who would ever thought a black man would be running this company, running this organization, running this little business, running whatever 20 or 30 years ago? Who would ever thought that happened? I didn't think it would happen in my lifetime. I didn't believe that we would have a black president of the United States in my lifetime. Would you have believed that? No, probably not. With my mom is 90 years old, get around probably better than I get around. And that was one thing that I wanted. I was glad to see that she got a chance to see somebody of color as president of the United States. It's a big deal. It's a big deal when you have something like that happen in our lifetime. Now, what could happen in the next 10 to 15 years? It could be someone in here as president, as whatever, a company, the head, this or that. Could be anyone in this room here. It's going to be up to you to do it. Remember, those people who packed your parachute, they're preparing you to be the president, preparing you to run a bank, preparing you to do all those kind of things, make you the leader. What is a leader? Some people believe that a leader is made. A leader is made. And some believe that a leader is born to be a leader. So you make a leader or you're born to be a leader. One of the two, in my opinion. But you take advantage of it. But in order to lead, you got to have somebody following you. Is that right? How many times you see, well, I don't know you guys, I used to live in the country. I'm used to seeing ducks and deer and all those kind of things. But you know the one thing about ducks? The lead duck, the mom's in the front, right? They're all in a line. Wherever she goes, they go. She is leading it. Right? You guys know what a duck is? I know you got in the city a little bit. But just go visit a farm. You'll see what I'm talking about. But now, going back to the story, Grambling University in Louisiana. Tell you a quick story what happened to me going to Grambling and being at Grambling. This friend of mine who also from my hometown got a scholarship to Grambling. And we came home one summer, I guess probably my second year in college. We left Yazoo City, Mississippi, went to Jackson to transfer, catch another bus to go on to Grambling. So we got there. The bus was kind of crowded, and all the blacks were sitting in the back, of course, and the whites, they were sitting in the front. So we got on the bus, and we just kind of looked back, and wasn't any more seats apparently in the back. And I mean, it's hot during the summer, you know, like in June, July, hot, very hot down there. So we got on the bus, and now we looked around and said, well, okay, here's some seats right here, three rows back. Let's take, you know, these two. So he and I took those two front seats. We sit there. So the bus driver came in and got on the bus. He said, it was a white bus driver. He got on the bus and said, hey, you boys got to move to the back. So I'm saying, well, where in the back? There's no more seats in the back. He said, well, you got to stand up and find a seat somewhere. I said, look, I'm not moving to the back. I just told him, I'm not moving. So my buddy, I just said, I'm not moving. So the bus driver got off the bus, went inside, got the manager of the bus station, and he came out. He said, you boys got to move. Get in the back. I said, sir, I paid like $8, $8 and $9, something like, you know, to catch the bus to go to Grambling. So I said, I'm not going in the back. There's no room in the back. So why should I go back and stand up and there's some seats up here? Unheard of. You don't challenge the system where, you know, during those times. You know, I'm thinking, well, okay, the police going to come up here in a minute. They're going to do this. They're going to arrest us and throw us in jail and forget about us and all those. You know, things like that go through your head. But, you know, being a person, the type of person that I am, a confidence person, and believe that I'm stronger than whatever. I can overcome and get through things like that. So the bus driver told the manager, okay, all right, they don't want to move. What do you want to do? He said, well, where you boys going? He said, you boys going where? I said, we're going to school. He said, well, where you go to school? I said, we go to Grambling University, which is in Louisiana. So he said, well, okay. He said, bus driver, get the hell out of here with them boys. And they get on out of here. So they took off. But I was taking a chance, we were taking a chance during that time of being shot, going to jail, getting beat up by robbed. Anything could happen. But I was willing to take that chance because that particular day, now the day earlier or the day after, anything could happen. But that particular day, I felt that I was in the right by paying my money and sitting in an empty seat, not going in the back where all the blacks were sitting. If I want to sit in the front, I sit in the front. I'm one of the first on the bus, whatever I am, sitting in that particular area. I guess I had the right to do that. So then from there, that's what took place. Another incident was happening in New Orleans. Steve mentioned to you earlier well, let me just tell you this. They labeled me as a troublemaker when I was at Denver, before I came to the Raiders. They said I was a troublemaker because I stood up and believed what I believe is right. That's where my father taught me that. When you're in the right, you know you're in the right, challenge the system. You know you're right, you think you're right, believe you're right until somebody proves that you're wrong. Am I right? If you say that these pants is black, and somebody say, no, they green. No, pants are not green, these pants are black. So you get into the debate. Why you say they're black? They look green to me. Okay, well, you may have an idea, but I'm going to just tell you, no, it's not. They're not green. Okay, keep your little idea to yourself. But these pants is black. So, but they labeled me as a troublemaker because I stood up and believed that this is this, that is that, and that's where it is. And that's where you got to be with your teachers. Your teachers teach you certain things. They tell you this is whatever. You believe them, don't you? Until you prove that is not true. That is not true. But at Grambling University, that was the main thing I wanted to do, is go back and do those kind of things. But from there, going back to the story about New Orleans, I was a pretty cocky player. I probably, guess thought I was walking on air when I was playing, going and getting ready for the Pro Bowl. So Buck Buchanan and we drove to New Orleans from another part of Louisiana for the All-Star game. So we drove, and we had flashes on the radio said, black players are meeting on this. They talking about not playing the game in New Orleans. And, I'm listening on the radio. What are they talking about? So we get to the hotel, pull up in the hotel. The guy in the front said, you boys can't park here. You got to go around the back and park. Okay, now knowing me, I'm saying, well, why? Why you want to sit me in the back? Because I'm one of the best ball players in the world. Come here and play a football game in your town. So we get out of the car, left the car there. He said, I told you boys got to move your car. I said, I'm not moving. My car's all right till I come back and get it. So we go in. He said, well, we go in, want to check in. They said, we can't check in here. You got to go around to the other side and check in. Okay, buddy. I see where it's going. Then some other players come in, did the same thing. So we started gathering in the lobby of the hotel. The players who came in earlier, 2 days earlier, telling us what had happened. They tried to get a taxi from the airport to the hotel, and the taxi would not pick them up in front of the airport. You had to go down a block or two and get a cab, and then the cab would take you. Also, they said that the restaurant, the dining area, you could not go inside that particular area and eat. You got to go to another restaurant and eat if you're black. They also said the elevator that goes up in the lobby, you can't take that elevator. You got to go to the service elevator. So now I'm really getting pissed off. Excuse the language. I'm saying, well, wait a minute. No, this is not going to work, buddy. So we decided to have a meeting. So in the meeting, with all the black ball players, no white ball players in there, just the black ball players. So we started talking about the incident that had happened. The airport, if they want to go out to a nightclub, the cab will pick you up a block away from the hotel. Then they'll take you to the club. But if you want to go to a particular club, they won't let you in. So now you're talking about big guys like this. Well, twice my height, probably my size. They go to a club, and now who's going to challenge those kind of guys? I'm talking about like 6'8", 6'9", 300-pound guys walk in this club. And you're going to tell them you can't come in? They went in, they said, but the bartender refused to serve them. So that meeting that night, the white players had heard about what had happened, what's going on in the city, how we're being treated. So we all got together, white and black. We all got together and said, okay, look, on these conditions, it's not right. We will not play the game. Let's take a vote, decide if you want to play the game or not. So we say, hey, no, we're not playing. So, okay, we can stick together, and we are not playing the ball game. We are not playing. In the meantime, I get a phone call from the head coach from Denver, who just had gotten the job 2 months earlier. He came out with a statement saying, any ball players from Denver playing in the game, he's going to trade them and let them, they're going to get cut. So there's 2 of us from Denver. So I said, okay, I heard it. But I said, I'm not playing the game. So we didn't play the game. They moved the game from New Orleans to Houston, Texas. And that's when I tried to beat up everybody and came out being the best defensive player on the team. So after the game, I get home, and the other player who was there with me called me that morning. He said, have you seen today's paper? I said, no, I haven't. He said, well, you better go get it. So I went outside, got him the newspaper, came back in. Sure enough, Willie Brown, Mickey Slaughter traded to the Oakland Raiders. Oh, boy. I said, okay. All right. I can understand now. So this coach, he had made the statement that he was trading, get rid of it, let us go. So that's why every time we played Denver, I try to kill him. I try to beat him. I mean, because I knew all the players on the team. I knew exactly what they could do. I tried to do. And my eyes was on fire trying to get him. But anyway, after that, that was the best thing that happened. Because at Denver, we were winning 1 or 2 games, that was it, a year. But going to the Raiders, they had a lot of black players on the team, number one. And they had a pretty good team. And then the fan base was pretty good there. So that's what happened in New Orleans. That's what happened with my career trying to get there. But again, it's not all about you. When I was in college and in pros, I wasn't concerned about me. I knew that I could handle whatever, the stuff that I've been through. But I was concerned about my teammates. For example, we played in the Super Bowl. They had this company, Adidas and Spalding, and they didn't have Nike and all that's those teams now, but all those shoe companies, they came to me, want me to wear those shoes in the Super Bowl. He said, I'll give you $5,000 if you wear these shoes. Another company, I'll give you $10,000 if you wear these shoes. I'll give you this if you do it, wear the shoes. So I said, well, okay, all right, let me look at it. So I looked at which one I want to do. I said, but under one condition, I would sign with you to wear your shoes if you sign the rest of my defensive backs. They have to get the same thing I get. If you want me to wear your shoes, you give him the $5,000, give him $5,000, give him $10,000, give him whatever. I want to make sure that they get part of it and not just I get part of it. And they did. They gave each guy within the secondary, Skip Thomas, Jack Tatum, and George Atkinson, the same amount that I got. That's only the way I would sign a deal with them. You know, isn't that something? Somebody pay you to wear their shoes in a game? One guy tried wear one coming on this foot, tried wearing another coming on that foot. I said, you can't do that. No, I said, you need to stick to the rules, stick to the way it should be, your commitment. So, but anyway, that's the story of what happened in New Orleans, my career, coming up through things, changing things. But I wasn't a troublemaker. I was just a person who lived and believed that you treat another human being the right way. If it's not right, I'm not going to sit there and just let it go by. I'm not going to just sit there and just, hey, okay, that's the way it is. I'm not going to do that. That's not right to do that. I just feel, well, when you see, you all right, young fella? Okay. When you see a person is being mistreated, you know, you do something about it. Just tell them. I mean, you might get in a fist fight with them about it, but you be ready to claw your way out. You know? But live and believe what you believe until somebody proves that is not right, that is not true. If you believe something, stick with your belief. Stick with it, and you can hang your hat on it. And I am the type of person that would never let things just go because it's go along just because you said it. Prove to me that this is why, this is that. Believe it. Trust it. But going back, somebody has to prepare you for where you are today. Somebody is doing it right now. When you know that your friend is using drugs, drinking, alcohol, or whatever, just tell him it's wrong. Don't be afraid to tell him. Don't be afraid somebody try to give you a joint. Say, hey, no, I don't do that. Well, hey, try it. You go ahead and try it. No, I don't want to try it. I never heard of marijuana until my first year in pro ball. Went through high school, went through college. Never heard of marijuana until I came into pros. I said, what's that funny smell? What is that? You don't know what that is? No, I'm from a little old country town in Mississippi and Louisiana. I don't know anything about that. But try it. No, not smelling like that. I don't think I want to try it. I don't think so. But what happened was this. Probably my second year in pro ball, Gene Upshaw, I don't know if you know Gene Upshaw. Gene Upshaw used to be the executive director of the Players Association. So he had a friend living in Washington, D.C. She had invited us over for dinner. You know, we get to town a night before we play the game, Sunday. So he said, well, this friend of mine is fixing dinner for us, so let's go by and have some dinner with her. I said, okay. So we went on to the house, got there. So she was cooking. I mean, everything was great. Well, I mean, the meal was fine, so we ate the meal. So we sitting there kicking back. She brought these brownies out there. Yeah, you know, little square brownies. All right, so she brought those out. She said, here's dessert. Would you guys try these brownies? It's okay. I love brownies. So I'm just eating brownies. All of a sudden, I started laughing and giggling. Wait a minute, what's with these brownies? So Jean started laughing and giggling at the same time. So she started laughing and giggling. And I said, no, she didn't. She said, well, I thought I might put a trick on you guys. You know, you guys playing the Redskins the next day. I'm trying to get y'all ready for the game. That's not getting me ready. You eat no brownies, I guarantee you that. So, but anyway, that was my first encounter with marijuana. She had put it in there, baked it in the brownies and all that kind of stuff. So that's why I don't eat brownies today. Dude, I don't eat them. No matter, somebody at work the other day, and they had it wrapped in, already pre-wrapped in paper and stuff. So they said, well, and I told the story to them. So they had at my desk some brownies and had it wrapped up. So I took them. I said, now, wait a minute. Who bringing these brownies? He said, well, they wrapped all up, Willie. I said, it doesn't matter. They browned it. I don't want them. So they cracked up and started laughing about it. But my point about alcohol and drugs is this. You don't need it. If I went through all my life without smoking, drinking, I'll tell you a story about drinking in a minute too, but without marijuana, don't be afraid to tell, even if your mom and dad or your brothers and sisters smoking, just tell them, hey, whoa, we don't do that. That's not right. You're playing with your life and somebody else's life when you do things like that. And alcohol. I had two friends go in the Navy. They came home, after so much time, they come home, give them a break. So we put on a big party for them. I was in the 10th grade, like some of you guys are, I guess. They came home, we put on the party, at one of the guys' house, and so we had liquor, alcohol. So it's my first time, I don't know anything about alcohol. So what you drinking? Okay, I drink some of yours. Yeah, I drink some of yours. Drink some of yours. I'm walking all night long drinking somebody else's drink. Drunk as a skunk. I would get out of it. So my buddies, they took me home. I got home. They knew that my father would come to the door. So they opened the door, kicked me in the room. They took off running. My father said, what's wrong? I don't feel good. He said, yeah, I know what's wrong with you, boy. I can smell it all over you. So I guess kind of wobbly, got in bed, fully dressed, got up the next morning, sick as a dog. Only thing I want to do is drink water. And that time of year in the summer down in Louisiana and Mississippi is very hot, like 90, 105. So I was in the sun, just drinking ice water, getting drunk all over again. All over. For a whole week, I was sick. So that's taught me a lesson about drinking. Nope, don't want it, don't need it. So a lesson learned, about certain things, you trial and error, right? You try it and you find out, oh, that's not right. My point is that it's illegal to do something, don't do it. Don't do it. It's illegal to do it. The law say you can't do it. The law say if you do this, we're going to lock you up and put you in jail. If you do it. And let me tell you, I've never been to jail. I don't have no kind of record, but talking to the players or involved in whatever, there's no fun being in jail. No fun at all. So that's why I preach to my kids today is that, hey, you got to live by the law. Live by the law. You live by the person and the people who packed your parachute, huh? They're there for your benefit. They try to teach you all the right things. They're not, let me tell you, your mom and your dad would not tell you anything wrong. They're not going to trust them. They're not going to tell you anything wrong. They tell you all those things because they have been through it, they have seen those kind of things happen before. Trust them. It should become one, even to the point where you can trust your best friend. If a person in your circle, you come in my circle, I want you to live by that circle. All those in that circle got to live by it. You believe in the same thing. Right is right, wrong is wrong. And togetherness, family. Family, that's the most important thing. But one of the most disappointing things to me is this in pro football. Guys coming out of college today, you're getting ready for the draft, right? Coming in, trying to get ready for the draft. I did a study on the black ball players coming out this year. All the black ball players coming out this year trying to get in the NFL. 98% of the black players coming out of college today, 98%, listen, have not had their father involved in their life. 98%. Their father's not involved in their life. Not until, then I looked at it, not until they know that he's going to get $1 million signing bonus, he's going to get this. Now they want to creep back in their life. They want part of that money. So this is, my point is this, guys. Some of you in here play football, basketball, whatever, ladies or whatever. You know, trust the people who packed your parachute many years ago. Trust them. If my father, who was 94 when he died, I don't think he ever told me anything wrong in my life. I can't recall one incident where he told me something wrong. So I trust him. But would you trust a person who had never been in your life, probably getting in your life right now? Would you trust him? No, I don't think I would. If he hadn't been in my life all through high school, all through elementary school, junior high and high school, now he wanted to come in my life, be a part of my life, I don't think I would trust him. Doesn't mean you have to deny him, you don't know him. Yeah, that's your father. That's your mother. You still have respect for him, but you don't have a relationship, you know, with him. So how much can he tell you? How much will you trust that he's telling you? Not much. But he is your father. She is your mom. Respect that. So then you take it from there. How far you want to go. If you want to develop that relationship. So, but anyway, I guess I want to give you that little bit about how the male athlete is coming out today and things that the challenge that he faces. Everybody want a piece of it once you get in the NFL. Everybody want a piece of it. But I was just fortunate to have a mom and dad. My mom, she's 98 years old. She's still trying to drive. I'm saying, what street she on? Let me get off of that street. But she's doing quite well. But, okay, so, but anyway, I hope that you have learned certain things and coming from me about my experience, you know, things that I grew up in the South with. And, but it's not only, let me tell you, unless you change the attitude, unless you change the dynamics of tradition and things like that from 50, 60 years ago, it would never change. You got to change it. You got to say, this is right, this is wrong, no matter what color you are. No matter what color. But does color matter? No. It does not matter. If I'm going to hire you to do a job for me, I'm not going to look at color. I'm going to look at your performance, see what you've done in college, see if you can hack it, and then I'm going to hire you. That's where you hope society look at it. The president, he's not a black president. He's not a white president. He's a president, for God's sake. He's there for everybody. He cannot discriminate you from me just because you got blonde hair, your skin is lighter. No, it doesn't work like that. You are entitled to whatever I am entitled to. That's it. That's why I'm president. That's why Obama won the election. He didn't look at color. He's not looking at color. He's doing what is right for the people of the United States. That's my belief. Whether you want to believe it or not, whether you voted for him or not, that's you. Whoever the president, Bush, he had his fault. We all got fault, but he believed that he was doing things right for the people. George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, all those presidents before us, they believed that they were doing things right so that we can have a better life. That's why you got to live by the law. You live by the rules. If you want to play in this game, You want to be a big-time player, you play by the rules. Right? Well, I love the way you dress. That's pretty cool. So, again, packing your parachute. Who are they? Your neighbor, your friend, your best buddy, teacher, your mom, your coach. I had so much respect for my high school coach that I even want to walk like him. Kind of pigeon-toed. I used to go pigeon-toed. That's where he walked. That's where I wanted to walk. Sometimes I beat him to his house with his wife got dinner. I beat him home. He said, boy, get out of this house. I said, oh, okay, Coach, in a minute. I got to finish my dinner. We crack up and talk about it all the time. But you got to have people like that in your life. You know, that's why I guess I wanted to be a high school football coach. The way I was treated, the way Eddie Robinson. Anybody heard of Eddie Robinson at Grambling University? No, you have never heard of Eddie Robinson? You have. One person. Wow. Eddie Robinson is the winningest college coach in the history of football. He had won more games than any coach that you can think of in college. Bear Bryant, all these other coaches around now, Eddie Robinson won more than they did. How many games? I don't know, too many to even think about, I guess. 500 something. That's a lot. Because he won, we won at Grambling because we had the right attitude, belief, trust. One thing in mind. We have to go down the same road in order to win. I can tell you right now, for example, you and you, two on the end right here, I'll tell you, look, we're going to meet downtown Cleveland at the stadium at 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock. We're going to meet downtown Cleveland. So you got your car, you got your car. Downtown Cleveland at the stadium at 10 o'clock, right? Got that? All right. Now, we have some other help. They're going to ride with you. You're going to ride with her, okay? So you driving. Going down the freeway. 75? What is it? The freeway.
77.
77. Okay, that's good. I was close. 75, 77. Okay. So we driving. Boom. We're trying to get to the stadium downtown Cleveland. All of a sudden, somebody in your group said, hey, look, I got to go by my house for a second. I left my wallet. I left whatever, my driving license in your group. So she started going. She's driving. So you get home. She can't find her wallet. Somebody misplaced, did something with it. So now she want to call her mom, call her dad. Mom, I can't find my wallet. Where's my wallet? Well, you know, I must have picked it up by mistake. Oh, okay, so where are you? I'm downtown at work. Get back in your car, you driving. Now, she got 10 to 15 minutes ahead of us. She's gone. All of a sudden, you get to almost where you want to go. You had a flat on the freeway. Got a flat. All of a sudden, you get the tire fixed. Say, oh, I know a shortcut. You go around with a shortcut. Now they got roadblocks over there. Something happened over there, they got roadblocks over there. All this took place now. You 15 minutes late, 30 minutes late. Her group has already started. They are to participate in a football game, ready to go, and the game starts at 11 o'clock. Now you're 30 minutes behind because you had your own idea. You want to go by, pick up a wallet, you had a flat, the roadblock, all those things could happen. But she's in good shape. She's ready to go. But you did not listen and knowing that you got to be at 11 o'clock. My point is this, guys, we're going to tell you that we're going to be there at 11, we'd be there at 11. I always say to my guys, if you're on time, listen to this now, if you're on time, you're late. That's the good rule. If you're on time, you're late. I always like to go to this. When Steve picked me up the last 2 mornings, I want to be out there and be down there sitting out there waiting on him. I don't want Steve to be waiting on me. No. Same way when I played. Get on the bus, I'm on the bus early. I never wanted the bus to wait on me. Don't wait on me. Wait on me, leave me. Because you know what? I'm going to be early. I'm going to be on time. Classes start at 8 o'clock. What time your class start? 7:25. You get there when the bell about to ring, huh? Most of the time, no. Early, guys. Be there early. Don't be on time. 8 o'clock is 8 o'clock. Be there 5 minutes, 10 minutes before 8. 10 minutes before 7:30, whatever. Okay? How we doing, Steve?
You can take some questions if you're ready for questions.
Okay. All right. But anyway, I hope that's kind of give you some ideas, so a little bit of light, what happened in my career. I tell you one thing too. My parents didn't have a lot of money. I have 6 brothers and 2 sisters, and I was the one that really were involved in sports. So by the time I get through playing football in the evening, try to go home, boy, the food is pretty much gone. So they leave me a chicken back or something like that. That's all we got left to eat, you know. So then what I used to have. I'm gonna sit right here for a minute. I used to have a pair of shoes, one pair of shoes, one pair. It was black shoes. The black pretty much go with everything. Brown, you know, okay, but yeah, I had one pair. So the shoes were so old, if you cross your legs like this, got holes in the bottom of the sole. So I used to take newspaper and put it at the bottom of the shoe so my feet would stay dry. Yep, so what I did, don't cross your legs. Got newspaper in there. Don't let your girlfriend see that you got holes in your shoes. So, but I learned how to work. I had a lawnmower. I used to go all through the neighborhood, white neighborhood, black folks. They're not gonna pay you nothing. They learn. They're not gonna pay you. They got too many of them. They're gonna take care of the whole lawn. You're not bought unless an old lady then who have a lot and she may hide, but black folks, boy, they no, baby, no, son, I can't pay you today. But you go to the white neighborhood with the lawnmower, pushing the lawnmower, they'll let you cut the lawn for you. They'll let you cut it. Pay you $5, $10. So that's how I accumulated. That's how I got started earning money for myself, buying my own clothes. When I was 10 years old, my mom and dad stopped buying clothes for me because I had a job. I was working. I buy my own clothes. A pair of jeans cost you $2. Now jeans cost you $100, $200 for a pair of jeans. I would never pay it. Oh no. I'm not gonna spend over $200 for a pair of jeans. $100 for a pair of shoes. Wow. Tennis shoes I'm talking about. Tennis shoes. Not gonna do it. My point is this. Don't depend on your mom and dad to take care of all your life. Get a job. Go to college. Go to college on a scholarship, or you can work. Athletic scholarship. There's many ways you can go to college. Think about going to college, though, okay? Very, very important. Because if you got a college degree and you got a high school degree, and I want to hire one of you, who do you think I'm going to hire? Person with a college degree, right? That's who's going to get the job, whether he qualified or not. But his qualification is degree. He going to get the job.
Mr. Brown, before we run out of time, I want to see if some of the students might have a question for you, either about your growing up or about your football career. We have...
That's the gentleman right here with the suit.
There's one up here, ma'am. We'll get you a
Up
mic
here.
so the students
There
on
we
the
go.
teleconference
There we
can
go.
hear.
How many championships did you win?
Well, we won as a player, we won 3. As a coach, I won another 3. Okay. Championship. Not in the high school, but college, pros.
Okay. Another question somebody would like to answer? Here comes the mic.
I was just wondering if you had like any pregame rituals that you always did like before you went out to play.
Oh, very good question. Yeah, I was kind of superstitious. I had to put on my left shoe before I put on my right shoe. Put the left pants leg in before I put the right in. And I had breakfast, so I'd make sure that excuse this, girls, I had to throw up before the game. I guess it felt much better, you know, by doing certain things. If I didn't do it, boy, I'm trying to find a way to do it, you know. But those kind of things. One other thing we did, you heard me talk about the defensive backs earlier. We had one Coca-Cola can. We all had to drink out of the same can. You laughing at that, huh? You got 7, 8 guys drinking out of the same. I was always first though. I was the captain of the team, so I get the choice, you know, about drinking first. Okay?
Okay. Is there another question?
Excuse me.
Anyone? Out here? Is that a hand? That's not a hand. Okay.
How we doing? Question?
There
All right.
comes the
Yes,
mic.
ma'am. Right here.
Like get really nervous in front of, well, did you
Wait, I'm sorry. Say it again.
get really nervous in front of like big crowds when you went on the field?
Did I play in front of a big
Did,
crowd?
did you get nervous?
Like
Oh, did I get nervous? No, okay, very good question. No, I never got nervous about the size of a crowd. I tuned them out. I was so tuned in with my job, my position, making sure about the game, that I just kind of glance around the crowd maybe once or twice in the whole game. Other than that, I just forget about the crowd, go play on the field, and those kind of things. Okay? Other questions?
All right. We have a question way up here in the front.
Did you ever get bullied in high school?
Ever got what?
Bully.
Did you ever get bullied in high school?
Okay. Did I ever get bullied in high school? No, I got 6 brothers and 2 sisters. And my sister, she was one of the toughest than all the boys. So things goes on campus when I was in high school. Somebody would say, that's one of them brown boys. So my sister take off, she go over there and catch him, beat him up. So I didn't have to, then when I got to the point where I was in 8th grade, 9th grade, I could run faster than most of the kids. So I used to do things, take off, run. Then I get my other brother, here come all my other brothers. You don't want to mess with them brown boys, too many of them. Yeah. So I never really tried to get bullied because of the family that I had and the neighborhood I grew up in. Okay?
All right. I think we have time for one more question. There's one right there in the middle.
What was your biggest motivation during your career?
My biggest?
Motivation.
Okay, good question. I thought a lot of pressure was on me to be good, be successful. I didn't want to be a failure. There's too many people that helped me along the way to fail. I didn't want to be the first one from Grambling that year to get cut by a team and don't make it. When I told you about 13 of us signed pro contracts and 11 made it, I didn't want to be one of those guys that get cut and let go. I would make sure, hey, I'm going to do all the right things, make sure I'm not that guy. to let go. Okay, stand up for me. Come here. No, not me. You. What is your name? Dylan. How you doing, Dylan? What grade are you in?
Freshman 9.
Freshman. Do you know the name of school where I went to school? College? Start with a G. All right, give me a G. What else? What state is it in? Who's that? Nope, not Illinois. Somebody help him out. Louisiana. What school? Grambling. Okay. Here's a package of, I think I got a package here. Here's a package of Hall of Fame cards for you.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Watch the step. Okay. Other questions?
Is there one more question? If not, I know, okay, we'll have this be the last question, I think.
What degree did you go to college for?
I major in physical education and minor in science. I have my master's degree in education. There again, because I wanted to make sure that I had everything in line to go back and coach and teach in high school.
All right, well, we are glad that you all had this opportunity to hear from Mr. Brown today, hear about his experiences when he was your age, and how he set goals in life and made a big success of himself. And we all hope that you all are going to do the same thing. And I know you're going to get to enjoy the Hall of Fame. I hope you have a great time here today. And I'm sure Mr. Brown would be happy to sign an autograph or take a picture with you when the session is over. So thank you all for coming, and let's give a big round of applause for Mr. Brown.